a hard time in this country. People are always saying, like, why do you think comics are having such a hard time? And you want to know why I think we are? Too many generations are alive at the same time. That's why. I'm not supposed to have to entertain all of you. Right? I'm supposed to pick a demographic and stay in my lane. But you guys want to come. There's so many. You got the greatest generations alive, baby boomer generations alive, Gen X, that's me, Gen Y, millennials, zennial. Get the hell out of here. It's ridiculous. I'm not supposed to go do a show and you show up with your kids. Look around. Some of you are here with your children. I don't even know my mother's first name. It's not fair. And listen, my sweet young millennials, I know you're a little sensitive, and I don't want to pick on you. I'm not picking on you. You have something that our generation will never have again: hope. They told you could be anything you wanted. That was completely different than our house. My brother told my father, I want to be an astronaut. He goes, you're too friggin' stupid. That's not mean, that's career advice, okay? And now stupid is a bad word. That's what my son's 11, he came home and he said, Mommy, the teacher told me stupid is a bad word. I said, tell your teacher Mommy's got to leave a lot of other words out. Stupid is staying in. Okay? Besides, I'd have nothing to call his father. That's my husband, I love him. You would love him too. I'll talk about him a little bit later. I married the hot kid from the slow class, all right? So, hey. I know who I am. I take care of me. I don't need him to do anything for me. Have sex with me and guard the perimeter. Know your role, all right? Do everything. You know, you go, oh, women, we support women. Of course I support women. How do you think that all these new young comics got here? All these broads that you've seen march out on stage, okay? That's how they got here. Just because I don't know how to knit a vagina hat doesn't mean I wasn't supporting women. Okay? Some of you say you support women and you're lying. You're lying. And you go, how do you know? Tammy, I'll tell you how, because I'm not just a comic, I'm a behavioral scientist. I watch people and then I talk about them at night. You lie and pretend you're supporting women, and I know you're lying because you'll take a little picture, even tonight, with your friends. Little selfies of yourselves, post it up on social media, and you only fix you. You leave your friend hanging. Oh my God, you look great. Did Shrek enjoy the comedy show? People can't handle it when you tell them the truth. I feel like Jack Nicholson half the time. You can't handle the truth. That's a problem. The problem nowadays is that life is tough. Stuff happens. My generation is getting old. I now go to the bathroom at the time I used to go out to nightclubs. Okay? I can't find the piece of paper I wrote all my passwords down. But I did write them in cursive, so there's that. There's that. Might want to be nice to an old person if you want to read the Declaration of Independence. Figure out what you're outraged about. You think I care? I know who I am. That's it. You have to know who you are. You understand? I know because in my house, I grew up, I'm 100% Sicilian. They didn't let you pretend. Thank you, the four of you that I'm probably related to. And I love my people, but Italian people are the worst because there's always one old Italian lady who is miserable. You could tell her, I solved cancer, I cured cancer. Meh. That was my grandma. My grandfather, now he was my best friend. The day before I got married, my grandfather showed up. I opened up the door, he goes, hey, Tam, today is the best day of your life. I said, but Pop, I get married tomorrow. He goes, I know, today is the best day. Listen, for me, it worked out. My cousin, not so much. She's living with me, right? Because her husband was taking pictures of his penis and sending them to random broads. Not random broads. I mean, they were specific. That'd be funny if he was just like airdropping them. See, there's the difference in generations. When I say airdrop, the young people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The old people are picturing 8x10 glossies of a penis with a little parachute tied on it, being tossed out of a World War II bomber. Like sexual propaganda or something. That's everybody sexualized now. Don't worry about those penis pictures. I'm sure there's an Amish dude right now tracing it on a piece of parchment somewhere. He's got the candle behind him to get the proper glow. He's got his quill dipping it in the inkwell. Then he's got to roll it up like a scroll and trot it to his girl's house. He knocks on the door. Hearest thou go with Rebecca? Rebecca unrolls it and she can't churn butter correctly for a week. Don't worry, they're not here and they're not going to be watching either, so get over it. Get over it. I'm tired. Just tired all the time. That's why the one thing, the youth, you have energy to have sex and all your fun little things you do, like your threesomes, whatever. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you, if there was another woman in bed with my husband and I'd be like, you got this covered? Because I got stuff to do. All right? I'm busy. Make me a sandwich before you leave, too, all right? Because I am not gluten-free. I don't know when all that stuff happened. Gluten, peanut allergies. And stop yourself. I know peanut allergies are real. I know it's a real thing. My brother had a peanut allergy in the 80s, okay? Back in the 80s, you know what my parents did? Nothing. Not a damn thing. They're like, you want that Snickers or not? So what if you swell? You don't go to school till Monday. You think they would have spent $800 on an EpiPen when it only cost $400 to have a new baby at the hospital? Do the math. The old math, not this new stupid math that they try to tell you. I can't take it anymore, and I'm telling you, like, sometimes I feel sorry for my husband because I'm always on edge, but the fact of the matter is, we don't argue over much anymore, okay? Want to know what we argue about? A lot of people have talked about this. We argue over the GPS. He will listen to that GPS as if it was Moses coming down off the mountain. If it said turn left into the ocean, he would turn left into the ocean. Hey, maybe it's a shortcut. We're submerged right now. He's like, you're just jealous. You're jealous that I listen to her. I am jealous. I'm jealous she's somewhere else and I'm in the fucking car with him. That's what I am jealous of. That's what I'm jealous of. I want that broad's life. I'll tell you, here's the other thing we argue about. He snores and he doesn't believe me. If somebody who shares a pillow with you tells you that you snore, believe them. Why would I make that up? Now it's a game. Now I gotta prove to him. Now I'm a documentarian. I gotta film him, right? Like I'm looking for a Yeti in the Andes. This is ridiculous. Why would I make that up? I'm in the business of words. I'd make up something way more fantastical. Be like, you know what you do while you sleep? It's the weirdest thing. You juggle. Yeah, I know. I know. I heard this noise. Boom, boom, boom. I opened my eyes. Pillows hitting the ceiling. In a rhythmic formation. It's ridiculous. Listen, I love him. I'm not going anywhere. And that fact was tested a couple years ago. He got sick. Really sick. He's okay now. But at the time when he got sick, we Googled it on WebMD and we thought for sure he was dying, right? And he said to me, he goes, if something happens to me, I want you to know you can get married again. I was like, oh my, I didn't even want to get married this time. What are the odds I get knocked up at this age? So I said, what do you mean? Like, he's testing me. You realize that, right? When he tells me I can get married again, he's testing me to see if I'm loyal. Of course I'm loyal. I'm a 3 a.m. friend. I will show up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a shovel and bail money, no questions asked, okay? That's who I am. But he's testing, well, I get so mad he's testing me, because what am I supposed to say to you can get married again? Huh? Oh, can I have Frank's number in case you're in a coma? So I gave him the answer that I knew he needed, all right? Because that's who I am. I love this man. This is the light of my life. I told him, I said, listen, no matter what happens to you, as long as I walk this earth, there will never be another man who gets to call me his wife. And you could tell he was relieved. I said, but I will bang a lot of people. Women are tired. Don't act like you're not. You know you are. Even when you try to pretend you're only. That's why 50 Shades of Grey was popular. Because women are tired. Because I didn't even read that book, but I know this. I know that the main character ties the woman up. And while you're tied up, you don't have to do the laundry, the dishes, you don't have to go anywhere. You're like, it's behind the milk. Move the milk. I just fucking bought it on Tuesday. That's beautiful acting, isn't it? Why doesn't anybody ever cast me in shit, motherfuckers? Every day, I'm tired. I don't need ecstasy. I need a drug called complacency. Just, I don't know. It's crazy. And I know crazy, okay? Because crazy's easy to tell. Especially on women. You could tell. I'm an observationist. That's what I do. I watch people. And then I talk about them at night. That's what I do. 20 years all around the world. And women are the same everywhere. I grew up with all boys. I'm in a male-dominated industry. And you could tell if a woman is crazy in direct proportion to her eyebrows. The thinner the eyebrow, the crazier the broad. My mother-in-law shaves them off and draws them back in, and she's Planet Bananas, okay? Some of you are sitting there trying to figure out how thick or thin your eyebrows are. And your men are giving me hostage signals. They're afraid of you. They're afraid. That's why we have to have safe words. My husband said to me, you know, I think we should get a safe word. How about get the fuck off of me? How about that? All one word with a hashtag in front of it. How about that? Is that good? I married the hot kid from the slow class. I didn't know. You don't know that shit till you go to a class reunion, then you're like, you were potting plants the whole motherfucking time. You were in school, weren't you? No, that's not to say that he's stupid. He's not. He has a lot of useless information, which is what marriage is. That's what it is. Look at you punching him, because you know. You want to know how I knew that you guys were together before I knew that that was your man? Because you dress him stupid. Yep, I'm telling you how I knew. When you were single, you didn't have ugly Hawaiian shirts like that, did you? We dress you up stupid so no other woman will look at you and be like, he's cute, but I can't fix all of this shit. What is this? Yeah, you couldn't have marked your territory better if you peed on him, okay? Now, I'm telling you, I have a lot of respect for my husband. I made him respect me. That's the truth. I did. I taught him you have to carry yourself with class and dignity, and you will be treated with class and dignity. I taught him how to respect me. We were dating for about 6 weeks. He was... What are you, some crazy psycho stalker laughing at shit that you know? Let me see your eyebrows. Let me see your eyebrows. See, I know, that's some crazy shit. Want to know another crazy woman thing? You see a white woman over 40 with a flower in her hair, and you're not in Hawaii, crazy shit's about to go down. So prepare yourself for a vortex of chaos that you will never fulfill. I don't know. 6 weeks we were dating. He was an hour and a half late. I don't care as much except that he didn't call, right? No text, no email, nothing. Finally calls, he said, I was stuck in traffic and my cell phone died. I said, well, come over, but could you stop by the pharmacy and buy some condoms? And we hadn't even slept together at that point because I'm not a whore. And I wish I would have been. If I'd have known I was gonna get married and locked down, I'd have been fucking everybody. That's what you get for being a good Italian girl. Nothing, a lifetime of one dick for the rest of your life. That's why God won't give me a daughter. Because you have to lie to your daughter. You're like, don't worry about what's on the outside, just be pretty on the inside. You know what pretty on the inside will get you? Fucked in the dark. That is all that'll happen to you. So could you stop and buy some condoms? And he was like, what? I hung up the phone, I put on sexy lingerie, I lit candles, music, put the chain unlocked, he knocked on the door, opened up, I said, let me see the condoms. So I said, thanks, we need that shit, and I shut the door. I was alone, but I figured he'd get the therapy he needed. He would stay, and he stayed, and I love him, and I'm not telling you that marriage is always easy, it's not. It's a lot of useless information, that's what it is. It tells me all kinds of stuff at the most inopportune times. Woke up the other night, perfect example, I'm choking him. He woke up and looked at me and goes, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm choking. He said, maybe you ate a spider. What the hell is wrong with you? Said I was watching the Discovery Channel, and the average person eats about 8 spiders a year in their sleep. You're an asshole, all right? Really. Because now I can't sleep, because I don't know if I'm on spider 1 or spider 8. I gotta sleep with a nicotine patch over my mouth. I'm punching him in the dick, because if I gotta be awake, he's gotta be awake. And I'm happy. Because goals change. All I ever wanted to be was happy. Now I just want to die before my tits hit the floor. Now I got my cousin, I got to carry her because she's getting a divorce and she's running around. For Halloween, she was Miley Cyrus, 40 years old. She dressed up as Miley, not cute, sweet Hannah Montana, you know, VMA in the teddy bear. God bless that girl, she's so talented, but she's really just a dumb, ill-advised hillbilly. That's really all it is. So no one explained shit to her, because I'm quite sure her stylist said to her, you need to do something really shocking. You should come out in a teddy. And then that bitch came out in a stuffed animal. She's just stupid. And I say hillbilly in the most respectful way, because I'm afraid of hillbillies. I'm not afraid to die. A gang member will kill you, but a hillbilly will keep you. Like in a box underneath his bed, and I am not playing the fucking gimp game for the rest of my damn life. You better choke me the fuck out, because I won't make you miserable. I did a charity show for the Playboy Foundation. I don't even know what their charity was. 14-year-old boys who go blind from reading the magazine, I don't know. They had a party at the old dude's house afterwards, and I didn't want to go. I wasn't even married, but my brothers made me go for research. I was the best wingman. Those girls are beautiful, but they're like size 00. They're mean because they're hungry. One wanted to fight me because something I had said on stage, I don't even know, probably something about whores, I'm not sure. And I'm not gonna fight you, there's no class in that. Plus, I'm a girl from the neighborhood and you're a 00. If I swing at you and miss, you'll die of pneumonia, okay? Stupid. And I saw the icon, Hugh Hefner, you know, right? Beautiful man, nice man. Gets these young broads to go with him, have sex with him. God bless him, but having sex with Hugh Hefner would be like banging a bucket of chicken. It's all brittle and the bones break and the skin is falling off. And you can't get the grease off your fingers. You want to be a gold digger, there's your life. You get education, you can fuck who you want. That should be the slogan for the literacy campaign, but no one calls me. I was there at that party at the Playboy Mansion. I'm drunk. They had a trampoline contest, and the story doesn't end well. This girl's drop kicked me off the trampoline, and I went flying on my butt down a hill into a pond. A peacock went to attack me, and I thought I was paralyzed, but really I was just drunk, stuck in the mud. And you can talk about class and self-respect and dignity all you want, but I couldn't walk for 3 days after going to that party. And when you can't walk for 3 days after going to a party at the Playboy Mansion, nobody believes it has anything to do with an unfortunate trampoline accident. Thank you so much. People say to me, where to get your material? I'm like, I wake up. That's it. Look around, you'll see crazy stuff. I just was in Vegas. You ever been to Vegas? Yeah, not that Vegas. I'm talking the perimeter of Vegas. Have you ever seen that? I saw a pimp on a bicycle. Puffy on a Huffy, okay? Like, he didn't even have bling bling. He just had ching ching, ching ching. I heard him go, get in the basket, ho. Come on. One in the basket, one on the nanner seat. Let's roll. I was fascinated by this guy. I was actually fascinated by the prostitute he was with. Did you ever see something that, really, I would, like, did you ever see something that you can't get your eyes off of? I could not stop thinking about this prostitute because she didn't have any teeth. And not for any sick sexual reason. I'm not that kind of comic. That's you and your disgusting heads. That's you. You need therapy. I was fascinated because as a woman, if you are truly honest with yourself, there are times in your life when you don't like what you look like, right? You don't want to leave the house. Because maybe your hair came out wrong, your makeup's bad, you feel chubby. I said, wish I had the confidence of a no-tooth hooker. That is a confident broad right there. Anybody who can sell ass for a living with no chiclets? Holy shit. I'm a good friend. I'm a 3 a.m. friend. You call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, boom, I'm there, if I catch the phone. Well, no, you gotta have friends. Friends are important. Get a dumb friend, that's wonderful. The quality of your life will skyrocket. Because no matter how bad your day is, you call up that idiot, you feel so much better by yourself. I got a cousin, she's not just dumb, she's damn dumb. You just look at her and you go, damn. You're dumb. It's not that people are dumber than they used to be. It's just that now we let them out of the house. That's all it is. In the old days, their families used to cover for them. Don't you remember? Like there was always one kid in every neighborhood you weren't allowed to play with. Remember in the summertime, he'd be behind the screen door in his underwear and cowboy boots? Eating a fudge. I won't play. Pick me! Now he's your friend on Facebook. You know you don't even like those people. You just want to be popular. I don't even like half the people I know, and Facebook's just a place for desperate women to find the hot kid from the slow class. Like, at least somebody remembers me when I was pure. The internet used to be the information superhighway. Now it's just one more place where you gotta duck a friend. Right? Because we don't have that one friend that will forward you every email they have ever received. Thought you would like this. You open up, it's like an Amish guy taking a dump in the woods. What the hell is wrong with you? You think I would like that? Now I gotta forward it to 11 other people for good luck. Because you know you try to delete it, right? Like you do and you go, wait a minute, what if the dancing troll really does grant my fondest wish at 11:11? Then you gotta find 10 other douches to send it to. It's a whole procedure. Time we're so sensitive. Bullying. Come on, everybody's been bullied. You know that. You know that. If I asked each and every one of you tonight as you left here, have you ever had a day that you felt picked on or bullied? Do you know what each and every one of you would tell me? A story. And you know what I would say is your new best 3 a.m. friend? Get the hell over it. That's what I would tell you. Happiness is a choice because we have all had those days. I'm 100% Sicilian. You don't even know bullying until you grow up in an ethnic family. Okay? Whatever was your flaw in our house was your nickname. I got a brother, he's got a crooked eye, he's Uncle Cockeye to my son to this day. You understand? It made us tough. That way when you went to school and someone tried to pick on you, you'd be like, that's nothing. You should come home and see what Nona said to me at dinner last night. I remember people go, when did you become a comic? I'll tell you, 7th grade. That was the first day I knew it. Came home, there was a note on my pillow that said, you're a big-nosed freak. Love, Dad. That's why when I get upset with my cousin, I tell you, she's not dumb. She just doesn't pay attention to things. She's oblivious. I'm not oblivious. I watch everything. I should have been a detective. I watch everybody's behavior because as an observationist, you can tell when people are crazy. It's easier. That crazy just doesn't fucking sneak right up on you. Especially women. You can tell if a woman is crazy. Easy. Watch it. Men, you should never, ever say, oh, my ex went crazy. Nope, she was crazy when you met her. You just wanted to sleep her. That's it. That's it. She didn't go crazy. She lives in crazy. You could tell if a woman's crazy. Want some hints? I'll tell you. You see a white woman over 40 with a flower in her hair, and you're not in Hawaii, crazy shit's about to go down. You should duck and cover, because that vagina is a black hole of neediness right there. You will never fulfill that woman, ever. Not enough attention in the world. Women are easy to tell if they're crazy. You can tell if a woman's crazy in direct proportion to her eyebrows. Yeah, the thinner the eyebrow, the crazier the broad. My mother-in-law shaves hers off and draws them back on, and she's Planet Bananas, okay? That joke deserves a way better response. But see, some of you are sitting there trying to figure out how thick or thin your eyebrows are. Your men are giving me hostage signals. People cheat. Man, I saw Larry King on TV talking about how he cheated on his wife. Did you even know Larry King was still alive? I saw him on TV. I just thought it was like Weekend at Bernie's. How you doing? Well, I'm Larry King. I'm never gonna be on his show. I don't care. He cheated on his 7th wife. 7th! I'm sure it was all her fault. She's 36 years younger than him, okay? She was a former beauty queen. And you know that that young girl married that old man because she loves him. Please, right? Like, you know that's ridiculous. No one has ever been sexually attracted to the eagle from the Muppets, okay? Can we be honest? That's ridiculous. I'm supposed to believe that. But here's where it all comes clear. When you find the funny, that means you gotta look past what the initial story is. Here's the real story. Here's the funny part of the story. You know who he cheated on her with? And here, watch. Also the difference here between men and women. This is why we'll never be equal, right here in this very next sentence. Want to see why men and women will never be equal? Know who he cheated on her with? Her sister. Right, women are like, oh my God, that's horrible. Oh, what a betrayal. Men are like, holy shit, Larry got sisters. They'd like to say it, some of it or say it in their heads because they're afraid of you, because they're afraid you're gonna punch them in the dick while they sleep. Because that's what women do. We can only be cool for so long. We wait like 3 weeks later after you piss us off because we still want to seem like we're cool. Wake up in the middle of the night, remember the stupid shit you said, and punch you in the dick. And then pretend we're having a nightmare. Jason was chasing me! Oh my God, Jason was chasing me. You should hold me. I'm so not girly. Even my girl impersonation sounds like a gay man. Oh, God. Yes, now I'm married, by the way, and that was never my goal. A lot of women, you've been bred, that's what your goal is, to be married. That was never my goal. People used to throw me the bouquet at a wedding, I'd catch it, throw it right back, hit them in the face. Because I'm competitive, but I didn't want the problems. It's called a reception for a reason. It's a stat. And I met my husband and I fell in love with him. And I'm just gonna tell you, I love my husband. I'm not embarrassed to tell you. I love that man, right? And I only tell you that because the shit I'm about to say. Just because you love someone doesn't mean you don't see them exactly who they are. Because on paper, if you set us up, we're a perfect match. I told you, I'm 100% Sicilian. He's first generation Italian boy from Brooklyn, right? We should be perfect, but we're not. Because you wanna know why? He is the nicest guy on the planet. He has the hope of a 14-year-old girl. Right? He believes everything is possible. And it is my job as a good wife to crush that spirit. You are never gonna be a 47-year-old American Idol contestant. Get that shit right out of your head. Ridiculous. On paper, we're a perfect match. Real life, not so much. Didn't matter when we were dating that he's messy and I'm clean. Crazy clean, admittedly. I have a problem, I'm OCD. I watch Hoarders and clean during commercials. Because I'm afraid a dead goat's gonna fall through the television under 22 years worth of newspapers and I will just burn the house down. That's what I will do. That's a very Italian thing to be clean. My grandmother was crazy clean. Wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, come back, your bed would be made. She'd be bitching at you. You messy. You and the caca, so messy. Disgrazia, so mess. It's 2:30 in the morning, woman. I know, you hungry? Yeah, I could eat, whatever. We're just different in real life. It didn't matter when we were dating. Didn't matter that I have a master's degree and he has a GED. Not just a GED, he's got 2 because he sent away for an extra copy. Because it's a double major. It only matters now because we have our kid. Our son is 4 years old, right? I want to send him to preschool. My husband goes, what do you want to do that for? For that, right there. How about that? Exhibit A, huh? I gotta put a little purple beret up here? What do you want? How am I gonna stake my case? It's insane. If you find the funny, trust me and believe me that it will find you. Because when I go to sign my 4-year-old for preschool, I happen to find the one preschool in our area that not only do you have to fill out an application, you have to write an essay. To get a child into preschool, an essay. And I'm gonna tell you something. If my essay can't get my son into that preschool, I will get an essay. I will get a Mexican gang member to terrorize that school board. This 4-year-old is getting into that school. I took it way too seriously. I was a student for too long. I wanted to write this beautiful essay. I got so nervous the deadline was coming up. My husband goes, I'll write it. Yeah, no. Not only will he not get in, we'll lose custody. It's not happening. Now, that doesn't mean he's stupid, okay? Can I tell you that? He's not stupid. He has a lot of useless information. which is what we've now become this culture of useless information. He watches all those shows, like on TLC and Discovery, and he watches like Amish Mafia. Have you ever seen this show? That's a crock of shit show, you should know. As an Italian American, I'm gonna tell you, they do not have a mafia. We don't have a mafia. They for shit sure do not have a mafia, okay? Listen to me. The Amish people could not even be effective as a mob. They couldn't. How could they send a warning to you? If you go against the mob and they need to send you a warning, they can't cut off a horse's head and leave it in your bed. Then they'd have no ride home. It's stupid. Take your bonnet and shove it up your ass. Really, that's when you wish you could say that to your boss. There's never an occasion to say take your bonnet and shove it up your ass. And I just made one, so there you go. I don't know. He has a lot of useless. That's really what marriage is. Marriage is where one person's useless information seeps into your head and makes you dumber than you've ever been. Here's a perfect example. One night I was asleep, dead asleep. I wake up, I'm choking. I'm like, he wakes up, he looks at me, goes, "What's wrong?" I'm choking. He said, "Maybe you ate a spider." What the hell is wrong with you? He said, "I was watching the Discovery Channel." And the average person eats about 8 spiders a year in their sleep. You're an asshole. Really, because I can't sleep. I don't know if I'm on spider 1 or spider 8. I gotta sleep with a nicotine patch over my mouth. I'm punching him in the dick, because if I gotta be awake, he's gotta be awake. I'm laying there thinking, what kind of sick, sadist scientist is doing the research watching 7 spiders crawl in someone's mouth and I'm flicking out the 8th? And I'm happy. I am happy, because I don't believe in divorce, I believe in disappearance. So, I know I'm happy. Just happy. I love him. I know I do, because I put up with his mother. Listen, you want to get married, you forget about that. You forget about the family, right? Because even Charles Manson had a family. You never forget about with the family. I'm not telling you that my mother-in-law is difficult, but the Pope would stab her with his hat, okay? It's not a coincidence that she and her card club went to the Vatican 2 weeks prior to the other one quitting. He probably went, "This shit is too much for eternal salvation." I don't know. I love her. She's, you know, here's the thing. When you get married, I'm so happy that everyone is going to get a chance to get married now. I don't believe that it should only be for certain people, because you know, it really was never my goal, but I'm glad that I did. It's more than a piece of paper. There's an intimacy when you're married. An intimacy. I can't tell you about it. I can only share with you a situation where the intimacy came out that no one told me about. The other day, my husband walked in the house like this. I said, "Honey, what's wrong?" He said, "I gambled and I lost." He shit his pants, is what happened. You see, that's an intimacy I would not be privy to if we just lived together. Because when you live with someone and you shit yourself, it's better you come home with no pants at all. You're like, "I don't know what the hell happened. I thought I had them on." Because that then puts the onus on the other person. They then have to ask themselves, if I ask the question, will I be happy with the answer I receive? What am I supposed to do now that we're married? What am I going to do, get a divorce? How am I supposed to do? What, go to the attorney and go, "Ma'am, what's the problem? Why do you want a divorce? Do you not love your husband anymore?" "No, I love him very much." Did he cheat on you?" "Nope, that didn't happen at all." "Oh, what?" "He shits himself." Okay, and I do the laundry. Now, like, how does that work? Yeah, they're poop jokes, but poop jokes are funny. Who cares? We all do it. You never shit yourself before? Get out of here. We've all been in the middle of the winter with a cold and a sneeze and a chew and oh my God. Grown woman crapping myself at the mall. And you gotta throw your underwear away in the bathroom. That's real. That's real. See if J-Lo sings about that on her next song. You find the funny, it's there. I'm telling you, it's there. You just gotta know where to look for it, you understand? I'm tired sometimes. That's why I gotta teach other people to do it, because sometimes I'm too tired to look for it anymore. I'm tired all the time. I get grumpy. My husband said to me, he goes, you're like two different women. Sometimes you're nice, sometimes you're mean. Two different women. I go, well, aren't you lucky? It's a threesome for you every night. Menage a mommy, huh? I'm tired. I'm not the only woman tired with a career and a kid and all that stuff, because that's why those books, 50 Shades of Grey, were popular. Because the main character ties the woman up. And while you're tied up, you don't have to do the laundry, the dishes, you don't have to drive anyone anywhere. It's behind the milk. Move the milk. I just butter on Tuesday. So much fun. I'm tired. I know I'm tired because I used to watch all those polygamous documentaries. Right? I used to watch them and like with just with so much energy and verve and get mad because I get, you know, I think you understand, like I'm a strong woman. Like I would get mad at those women. How come you don't respect yourself? What is wrong with you? You don't respect yourself. You're gonna take an eighth of a man, that's what you will settle for out of your life? Now I watch those shows, I'm like, holy shit, I need a wife. What? You mean one broad cooks while the other one cleans? Someone watches the kids, I get sex every third night. The rest of the time I sleep in the bed in the shape of an X? Sign me the fuck up. Jeez. That is a healthcare plan. Yet again, no one ever calls me. I couldn't take the other wives, that's the only problem. I couldn't take my husband cheat on me. Like, I told him, like, listen, I don't have time to be jealous. You understand that jealousy is a commitment in time? You have to have time to be jealous. You have to have time to figure out somebody's password, right? What their high school mascot was, the street they grew up on. That's research and development. I don't have a team, you know? You have to have time to be jealous. You have to have time to figure out, like, what kind of wig you're gonna buy when you switch cars with your cousin to drive past the guy's house. All women do that. Don't act like you're above it. And if you haven't done it for you, you've at least ridden shotgun on one of those missions. Because we all have that one friend that goes a little bit too cuckoo crazy. Starts stalking her ex and shaving her eyebrows. You're like, hey, you need to take it down a notch. It's not working, you're not respecting you, you're not respecting him. Just leave it alone. If it works, it'll work. But I'm gonna come with you. Because I have to see how this plays out. I just don't have time anymore. I'm not saying I'm above it, I'm just saying I don't have time. I used to be stealth. Now I told my husband, look, you want to cheat on me? Go ahead. I'll just stab your mother in the eye with a fork. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's why they call it the theory of relativity. One of your relatives is gonna get hurt. You do what you have to do, and I shall choose my actions accordingly, because I love your mother, but if you want her to look like a pirate at Christmas, ahoy, mate. It's really the third law of motion, but he has no clue. But you know why we work? Because not only do we love each other, we respect each other. It's more than love. Just because you love someone doesn't mean it works. You have to respect each other. I taught him how to respect me. I did. Well, listen, I'll be honest with you. I was not a good dater. I was a ball buster as a dater. I don't know if you can imagine that. Picture, if you will. I once dated a guy, really nice guy, but he went to see a psychic. Now, I don't believe in psychics, okay? I think they prey on people who are weak and need a friend, not a psychic. And if you're psychic and you're upset that I said that, then you should have known I was gonna say it and not watch the show. Sorry, but crock of shit. And he went to see a psychic and then got so excited he came home and told me, he goes, psychic told me you and I were married in another life. So I broke up with them. Who wants to waste 2 lifetimes on the bastard? Move on. And then that allowed me, thank God I did that, because then I was able to find my husband, who really is the love of my life, but he's the love of my life because he respects me. I taught him how to respect me, I'm telling you. 6 weeks we were dating. We hadn't slept together, anything like that at that point, and probably because I was on the road, but I was really busy. And he was supposed to pick me up. He was an hour and a half late. No call, no text, no email, nothing. No smoke signal, nothing. Okay? Finally he calls, he goes, my phone died and I was stuck in traffic, I'll be right over. I said, can you buy me some condoms? He said, what? I said, could you buy some condoms? I said, okay. And I hung up the phone. And I put on sexy lingerie, and I lit candles and music, and I put the chain on the lock. And he knocked on the door, and I opened it up, and I said, let me see the condoms. And he reached through the chain. I said, thanks, we need that shit. And I shut the door. I figured if he stayed, he was for me. If not, he'd get the therapy he needed. And I would pay it forward for the next woman. That's it. You have to learn. That's all I want my son to do is respect women when he gets older. I'm going to tell you the truth. He's 4 years old. It's all I wanted was a little boy. People are like, don't you want a girl? No, I don't. I don't. Women are a lot of work. It takes a woman till her late 20s to become friends with her mother. I'm 42 years old. If I had a baby girl tonight, by the time she and I be friends, I won't know who the hell she is. You're like, why is this broad trying to be nice to me? Plus, I don't like the princess mentality. You cannot teach these little girls to be princesses. That will not help them in life. You can teach them to respect themselves, but a princess is not what you want them to be. A princess has, right? Okay? It's ridiculous. A princess has the connotation that they're better than the average person, the upper echelon. So then when princess gets asked out to dinner by Georgie the garbage man, she's not gonna wanna go, because Georgie's just a garbage man, when really he has a government job with holidays and benefits. Right? She'll be living at home with you asking for hair extension money. That's what's gonna happen. That's how it's gonna work. Plus, we're not raising little boys to be princes. Parents of boys are they're not princes. That's a whole different connotation too. That's assless chaps and a lot of purple. That's not really. I don't like the princess thing. There's only so many princes in the world for a princess to marry. And they make a big deal every time one gets married. They made a big deal when the one in England got married, and they said, isn't it wonderful that Prince William married a commoner? That woman is not a commoner. Did you see the wedding? They sat there, her family sat there stoically, they didn't cry. I'm a commoner. If I'd have married the future King of England, shit would have went down a little bit differently. They would have treated it like a tailgating party. My father would have been there with a rainbow wig and a John 3:16 sign. My mother would have started the wave and made out with the priest. My brothers would have had those big foam, we're number one. My uncles, who I wouldn't have been able to invite into the wedding, like the Duchess of York, like they'd had to stay out in the parking lot, they'd have been frying up dogs and bootlegging t-shirts. If you want to be queen, you got to kneel before the king. Oh, ask the no-tooth hooker about that. I don't know. You laugh and you learn when you find the funny. I don't know. What I went through to have my son, and I don't mean physically, none of that stuff. I just mean to keep my job. I've been a comic. When I was pregnant with him, I'd been a comic for 14 years at that point. When everybody found out I was pregnant, they were like, oh my God, what are you gonna do? Well, what do you mean? I'll never forget to take my birth control pill again. What do you mean? They didn't know what to do with me, because most female comedians, their wives have their babies for them, right? So no one knew. Just is what it is. It is what it is. Those are my colleagues and friends, so, and I support it. But no one knew what to do with me. My agent goes, well, guess your career's over. What was this, just a ruse to get a man? All this? He goes, well, I never saw a pregnant woman on stage. Well, apparently never been to a really bad strip club. It's just a 2-for-1 dance is all that is. That's all that is. Oh, so much fun. Every day something's crazy. Every day, you find the funny. I'm telling you, you just gotta pay attention. The problem is we don't pay attention. We're so self-absorbed, we don't listen to other people even, right? Guy came up to me after the show. He said, I saw you on YouTube, remember me? I got his number in case my cousin's line is busy, because you just never... It's always good to have a dummy on backup. You find the funny. And I can only tell you how to help you do, I can only help you to find the funny, because it's happened to me. It's happened to me. I was publicly humiliated once that I didn't know how I was gonna get out of bed. I was supposed to be on the 2nd season of Dancing with the Stars. At least that's what I thought. No one was watching that show. It was not popular then. 2 days before I was supposed to start rehearsal, I got a phone call. They said, Tammy, we're sorry, but we're going in a different direction. So I got GPS, where are you going? I will follow you. I will stalk you like Sacagawea with MapQuest. Where are you going? Started shaving my eyebrows and getting a wig. They stunt casting because Hollywood is flaky. You know who they chose over me? Heather Mills McCartney. Yes, that's why that show became popular. Because Heather Mills, you know who she is? She used to be married to a Beatle. She's an amputee. You don't even know a bad day at work till you've been replaced on a dancing show by a one-legged broad, okay? You gotta start finding the funny fast. Tried to choke myself to death. That doesn't work, you pass out and your hands fall off your throat. And you breathe and suck at 2 things. That's my favorite joke. If you get that, great. If you don't, put your head down and rest, because that is the delineating line joke. True story. It's a bad day. I was humiliated. I wasn't paying attention. I got in a car accident. I was okay, but the airbag imploded, hit me in the face. My lips were swollen. But it was Hollywood, so people never thought I looked better. Oh my God, who did your lips? Cadillac, get the hell away from me. Tried to call my cousin. This is why you gotta have a dumb friend. I called her. I go, oh my God, what a day I'm having. She goes, I can't talk now. My toe is stuck in the dishwasher. I immediately felt better about myself. Because I can get a new car and a new job, but I'll never be that damn stupid. You find it, the funny's there. Someone keeps breaking into our car. Can you imagine 3 times in the past 6 months, all I steal is the change out of the ashtray. So annoying, just the change. First 2 times I did not call the police. I have a lot of respect for police officers. I didn't want to bother them. This time I finally called the cops. They sent the wrong guy. They sent a guy who could not find the funny if it had a handle, okay? He asked me the world's dumbest question ever in police work, and I watch all those cop shows, I know, okay? He said, do you have any idea who might have stolen your change? President? He promised change. Maybe he's taking mine and giving it to someone else. No, I don't mean that in a political way at all. I could care less what your politics are. But a lot of people who don't have a sense of humor take that in a political way. You know who you are because your ass is tight right now. I would just say what I meant. He took it in a political way, right? The cop did. He had no sense of humor. He goes, you know what, for a comment like that, we could put you on the watch list. I said, good, well, you're watching me. Can you watch my car? Make sure no one breaks in. Steals my change. So I'm gonna kill someone over $3.47, okay? I'm in the garage sleeping on a lawn chair with a slingshot. Because that's some little bastard whose family doesn't know how to control him. You understand? Because you can't hit your kids anymore, but you can trip them. They're clumsy and fall into furniture. They will listen, all right? Since when did society get to tell you what to do with a kid? I didn't know that. I had my kid. I had never told anybody what to do with their kid. Within an hour of coming home from the hospital, I received 4 phone calls from a Nazi breastfeeding organization that found out I was going to give my son a bottle. I said, what do you people want? The lady goes, we'd like to come over and nurse your baby. I said, my baby's fine, but my husband could use some attention. I'm tired, and I see how this works out. And he doesn't want to let any of them go to waste. It was a long time ago. It's all right. People tell you what to do with that's to do with your kids. I don't know why people tell you what to do with the kid. We're ruining kids. I signed my son up for T-ball. All I ever wanted was a little boy to play sports. They don't even keep score at T-ball anymore. Because everybody's a winner. Not really. Look around. Some people are losers. Innately. And if you don't teach your kid how to lose and figure out a way to come back and win, then he's going to live with you in his underwear and cowboy boots behind the screen door for the rest of his goddamn life. Crazy. There's no incentive for success anymore. Sports is over. I told you, I'm a daughter of a former pro football player. I am so sad for sports. You can thank Southern California. It's over. 10 years, no more sports. Because they just passed a law. Every kid who tries out for a sports team in Southern California automatically makes the team. Really? Then who the hell is in the band? That's how you get the band. That is how you get the band. No one wants to play the tuba. There's no Justin Bieber tuba player to inspire kids. Just a big slow chooch who can't get off the line fast enough. They're like, hey, you want to be on the field? Put these white boots on and carry this horn. Let's go, march. Tusk, tusk. What's the matter, hitting a little too close to home for some of you? Suck it up. Crazy. You find the funny, it's there. Every day. Every day something. I was in Florida, a woman got eaten by an alligator. Nothing funny about that. At first. This woman was a jogger, and they believed that she was jogging this canal where this gator lived. Well, duh. I'm not even from Florida. I know if it rains and there's a puddle, probably a gator, right? I get off the plane and start running in a zigzag formation at the airport. Some more useless information from the Discovery Channel. She was a jogger. They believed 2 weeks prior to eating her, this gator actually jumped up out of the canal and nipped her on the ankle. Nipped her on the ankle, yet she continued to jog the canal. What the hell is wrong with you? What more would a gator need to do to keep you out of his yard? And he had to eat her because he was getting shit from his gator boys. Every day she showed up post-nip, they're like, what are you gonna do, gum her like the no-tooth hooker? You find the funny, it's there. It is there, just you gotta find it. Like, I tell you, I've not been sleeping well, because every time I go to sleep, there's either a spider I gotta worry about, or a phone call, and I heard someone I thought was breaking into the car, right? I said to my husband, like, hey, get up, I think someone's outside. Who is it? It's the Pope. He's here for your mother. Get the hell up! My husband, my protector, the love of my life, ran across the room, reaches up to the top of the closet. I'm thinking, oh my God, he's got a gun. That's not that I'm opposed to guns, but we shouldn't have a gun. We are two hot-blooded, crazy Italian people. When we argue, we make the Mel Gibson tape sound like Shakespearean sonnets. I heard those tapes, I'm like, aw, he loves her. How come you never call me that anymore? He's standing there in the middle of the night in his underwear. He pulls down a samurai sword. I'm gonna make him think I'm crazy. It's working on me. How am I supposed to back you up, you middle-aged mutant ninja turtle? How is that supposed to work? What is my role in this mission? Chinese stars and nunchucks? How is this supposed to go down? We were arguing so much, whoever's outside went, these people are crazy. And has never been back since. It's there. You find it. And I'm telling you, bad stuff happens. It does. I know it. Trust me. I found out I had a problem with my liver. Now, I'm not a drinker. I don't believe in that. It doesn't really work for women. Okay? Alcohol and estrogen is a truth serum. Women get drunk, they have to announce it. I'm drunk, woo! High five, high five, high five. At that exact second, every guy's head in that entire club just goes, ding, 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 we got a winner. Because for men, it's like watching the Discovery Channel. They wait for the weak one to fall off from the herd. Darter, put her on the top of the truck. We got a live one, Earl, let's go. You got tags? Come on, we're going to lease her in the wild after Denny's. Hustle. We drink differently. Men, what happens when a guy gets drunk? If his friends remember to bring him home. That's a big if. They don't walk him in the house. A woman will walk her drunk friend into the house, right? Put her in her bed, push back her hair, cover with a blanket, put a bottle of water, a towel, a bucket, and a spider trap down. She will now, trust me, because you never forget that. If a man remembers to bring his friend home, first of all, on the way home, they play that little game called bang your head against the window. You don't look so good, just lean your head. We're almost so... It was a deer. It was a deer. Poor drunk dude wakes up with a hangover and a knot on his head. What the hell happened? You fell, you fell. You don't remember falling, you fell. Man won't walk his drunk friend into the house. Wanna know why? He's afraid of drunky's woman. Whatever woman is in the house, whether it's his mother, his wife, whatever, they are afraid of that woman. Because we don't always use our powers for good. A man will prop his drunk friend in between the door and the screen door. And then drive off as fast as possible. Nah, that's how NASCAR really started. They were drunk and couldn't get out of the cul-de-sac. They just kept lapping and lapping and lapping. Till finally someone came out and sponsored them, and thus a legendary hillbilly pastime was born. So we were in the doctor's office, and the doctor was like, you might have to have a liver transplant, and I started to cry. Now, I think you get by now I'm not a crying type victim, girl. I'm more of a punch in the face, and let's move forward. My husband walked over, he put his arms around me, just holding me, and I thought, wow, this is why I'm married. This is why, to have somebody to go through the hard times with. This is what, because I often say to myself, why am I married? And my husband said, we'll get through it. I said, but what if I have to have a transplant? He goes, I'll give you one of my livers. And then I punched him in the dick. And I see a lot of young millennials in here, and I love you, and I'm gonna talk to you, because I love what you're gonna do. You guys are gonna change things, because you have hope. We don't have hope. But we can write in cursive. You might need us to read the Declaration of Independence one day, so you better be nice. No one believed in us. We weren't allowed to have hopes and dreams. Children were supposed to be, now listen to this, what? Seen and not heard. You see how all the old people said that? Because we've been dying to say something in public since the 80s. Seen and not heard. That meant as long as you were present, you were a good kid. Like a mute child was the perfect child for our parents back then. We weren't allowed to have, we weren't friends with our parents. Millennials, you're friends with your parents. Look, I see some of you here tonight with your parents. Well, I don't even know my mother's first name. I asked her once, she was like, none of your damn business. That's what it is. Millennials, God bless you, you're just not tough. I love you, but I could take your whole generation out with a jar of peanuts. All right? Just not tough. We weren't allowed to have feelings. I remember once telling my father, I'm like, I'm cold. He was like, no, you're not. Okay, I guess I'm not. I don't know. We would do things like, you would have nicknames based on your flaws. I have a brother, To-Do, because he used to play with a toilet paper roll all the time. To-do, 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 to-do. We only let him play with that because he broke all our toys. He broke our Stretch Armstrong. That was indestructible. They showed the commercial, 2 trucks pulling it apart. That little to-do broke it. We had horrible toys back then. My son solved the Rubik's Cube. We had the Rubik's Cube, but I never solved it. Not for real. I did peel the stickers off and tell everybody. Sorry that I have to admit that now, sorry. I just wanna. That generation grew up, you grew up with things to do. When you're in the car going somewhere, you're on your cell phones, your iPhones, you're playing on the iPad, you're watching DVDs. We had nothing in the back seat of the car, nothing. We used to make up games specifically to hit each other, right? If a Volkswagen Beetle passed your car and its headlight was out, someone was getting knocked out. Those were the rules. To-do lost 2 teeth one summer. And my father yelled at him, you should have paid attention. You should have paid attention. Now I have a 21-year-old nephew who comes and stays with me, and he came in and he was all sweaty. And he had a gym bag and he put it on the counter. I go, what's going on? He said, I joined a fight club. Oh, well, you're gonna get kicked out. Because you just broke the first rule. I thought about it for a long time, and I said to him, I don't understand, why would you join a fight? What did they have, a Dungeons and Dragons tournament? Why would you join a fight club? And he said to me, listen, prepare yourself. He said, I wanted to learn how to take a punch. I said, lean over the counter. I will knock you out for half the membership fee. People didn't care about us. They would forget us. If we went on vacation, sometimes you'd hear those stories of a kid being left at a rest area for like 6 hours. Do the math. Old math, not this new stupid math. Do the math. The real basic math. 6 hours. That means the parents had to drive for 3 hours before they realized that little brat was not in the car. Because you didn't have to have a seatbelt. I told you, because nobody cared about us. You could lay in the back window, you could lay on the hump, no one cared. You could run alongside, they thought it was funny. They did not care. You'd go to try to put a seatbelt on, and your father would go, oh, what do you think, I'm a bad driver? It's just different. We could do anything we want, go anywhere. Be like, I'm going outside. There were 2 places, outside and inside. Like literally, your parents knew that your friend's house was 8 miles down the street, across traffic. You had to ride your bicycle, that the handlebars were way up here. That's why we all have back problems. You'd go down to your friend's house. What was the big thing? What was it? They didn't They didn't have a cell phone on you, right? Or a little longitude, latitude. What was their big protection scheme for us when we were kids? Take your little brother. Take your little brother. Oh, so what? The kidnapper wouldn't have to come back twice? Is that why? Why make him put miles on his van? Saturday mornings were crazy. Crazy. Those were the mornings, too, that other brothers and sisters were made. I mean, I don't know for sure. My one brother does. Because he walked in. Now, I don't know what he saw, but I can tell you what I heard. He went to rat on me. Because in the old days, remember when there was only one TV in the house, so it was a brawl to figure out who was going to watch what they wanted to watch when the parents weren't around. It was all-out battle war. And I don't want to brag, but I'm a good crotch puncher. So he went to tell on me. And this is what I heard. I heard him pound on the door, and he must have pounded so hard that the door opened, right? And I heard my mother go, "Ah!" And then I heard my father go, "Get the hell out of here!" And then I heard my brother go, "Get off my mommy!" And then an hour later, his eye went crooked. Like it was like, I have seen enough. I'm busy. Millennials, I know you don't understand busy sometimes because you're young and I'm saying all this with love. I'm trying to help you understand that sometimes time is the most precious commodity. I don't have time to do a lot of stuff. I don't have time. Like, that's how you get in trouble, because you have too much time. Your threesomes and all that weird sex stuff you do. Listen, I don't have time for that. If there was another woman in bed with my husband and I'd be like, "You got this covered?" Because I got things to do. I'm busy. We're busy. All I want to do is sleep. Sometimes we sleep and have sex at the same time. My favorite position is awake. I don't even want to get into that stuff. It is weird to talk about that stuff here. Is he looking? I have been all around the world, and I will tell you one thing. If you can save yourself some time, because remember, time is precious, don't engage the crazy. Don't ask people their thought process. Don't ever ask why, because you'll never understand how crazy people think, because you're not crazy. Like, if you walk into someone's house and they have more than 2 chia pets, turn around and walk right back out. You're never gonna understand that. If you have those little stickers of your whole entire family on your back window, punch yourself repeatedly in the head. Okay? It's unnecessary. Stop. All you're doing is showing the weirdos, "Follow me home, I got kids there." Come on, get your camera, bring your ice cream. Think about things. Why do you make it hard on yourself? Don't do, listen, I get it. I do stupid stuff. I was on the plane the other day. I was getting on a plane and I engaged crazy. I didn't mean to. I just wasn't thinking. I saw a lady. She was by herself and she was in front of me. She was running down the jetway, okay? And I did not see her face, but she had a double stroller. And I thought, I'm gonna help her because not only is she by herself with 2 kids, but I don't know if you folded a stroller in the past decade, but you need an engineering degree, okay? It's like origami or something. So I ran up and I'm like, "Hey, ma'am, can I?" And just as I said that, I looked down, 2 dogs. Okay, listen, I've already explained to you, I got a dog, I love animals. I just wasn't prepared to see him in a ride, okay? Take it down a notch. As politely as possible, though, now, because, listen, I'm an expert at it. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Because that's the best I have. You have to know who you are. She said, "Well, that's my calming dog. Calming dog." But I'm the dummy, because I went back in. And I was like, "What about that dog?" She said, That's his calming dog. Do you know how crazy you have to be? That your calming dog needs a calming dog? That the dog whose sole purpose in life it is to take you down a notch goes, this broad is crazy, I need backup. I don't come from a lot of laughter in my family. Like my grandparents, they didn't laugh a lot. They were immigrant people. They were married, gosh, I think like 54 years, and they hated each other. It was a little game called whoever dies first, the other one wins all the good stuff. You think I'm kidding, but I didn't realize how much they hated each other till the day before I got married. My grandfather picked me up, and we were gonna go to breakfast, and he goes, hey, Tam, today is the best day of your life. I said, but Papa, I get married tomorrow. He goes, I know, today. It's the best day. My grandmother, some of you saw my grandmother when I was younger. My grandmother looked just like an Italian movie star. Just like Danny DeVito, but shorter and hairier, if that's possible. She was mean. If you showed up, like you were the stranger coming down, the moment you walked through the door, she'd be like, you hungry? I'm making you something. With her apron just sitting on like she's been wearing an apron her whole life, right? You say, no, I'm good, thank you. And she, come on, I'm making you something. I said, no, I'm good, thank you. And then her eye would twitch just a little bit. She'd be like, I'm making you something. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you remember like the troll and the billy goat story somewhere. So you'd find yourself sitting at the kitchen table. And within like 4 minutes, a 7-course Italian meal would show up in front of you that someone on the Food Network would knock somebody out over, right? And you'd leave my house and you go, oh my God, your grandmother's so nice. I'd shut the door, and then her head would spin around like the exorcist. She'd go, that son of a bitch, every time he come here, he hungry. I love my mother-in-law, and I'm brave enough to talk about her now because she's not here. Listen, you make your judgments. So the first Mother's Day, when I had my son, my 2 sister-in-laws on my husband's side, they had 2 babies as well. We all had babies within a month apart. 3 babies, 3 months, first grandchildren. So excited for first Mother's Day. And there's a message on my phone from her. And I thought, wow, this is, finally we're bonding because we're both mothers and and it said, and she's right from Italy too, she goes, hello? This is your mother-in-law. You don't know because you never call me. I just don't want to say, I don't give a shit who making the baby. I'm the one, the maker, the man, the maker, the baby. Mother's Day is about my house. I don't give a shit. God bless you. She didn't say God bless you. I just wanted to make her seem softer. But I love her son. Our generation is always tired. Why? Not because we want to be old. It's because we have to wake up and go to the bathroom 17 times a night. Eventually that goes away though, because you stop waking up. I can't wait for that. I just pee the bed. I don't care. Think I'm above it? Some people, you know, you travel through life and water runs parallel and you find your mate. And then some of you, like me, you marry the hot kid from the slow class. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We don't have to be on the same reading comprehension level. What does he have to do? Just guard the perimeter. That's all I'm looking for at this point. Walk the wall every once in a while. I love my husband. I think one of the reasons I kind of got a little bit grumpier in my old age is because what they don't tell you about marriage, when one person snores, the other person loses all credibility because they no longer believe you. When you say, you snore, their response is, no, I don't. Oh, now I'm a liar? I have to prove it to you? I have to film you like I'm looking for a Yeti in the Andes? Ridiculous. Why would I make up that he snored? I'm in the business of words. I'd make up something way more fantastical. You know what I wish he'd do in his sleep? Mow the lawn. That's what I wish. Oh my God. We just went through something and we stuck through it. He got really sick and we had to have a conversation I wasn't prepared to have. He said to me, if something happens to me, I want you to know it's okay with me if you get married again. And I was like, I didn't even want to get married this time. What are the odds I get knocked up at 48 years old? 48, for all of you trying to figure it out. And then, then I realized, he was like, come on, take it seriously. I knew what he wanted to hear, so you got to give that to your partner sometimes. I said, listen, no matter what happens, for as long as I walk this planet, there will be one man who calls me his wife, and that's you. Because what am I supposed to say? Oh, give me Mike's number in case you're in a coma? You might be comatose, so I don't know. He will be my only husband, and you could tell he was relieved. But I will bang a lot of people. Because I didn't when I was a kid, okay? Millennials, you don't slut shame. We slut shamed a lot. A lot. Not only were there after-school specials about it, quite frankly, they could take your home number. You didn't even have to do anything wrong. Someone could get mad at you and put your home number in a boy's bathroom. And it would say, for a good time call, right? And that didn't mean like, we'll sit around and we'll talk about books and stuff like that. And they would call your house, not your Instagram account, not your Facebook page, not your cell phone. They would call your house, where there was usually one phone, and my grandmother answered the phone like it was her job. Like she was the operator. And in her little Italian mind, she could never understand that a stranger would call us and we might not know who that person is. She never believed it. I remember this one time someone did that to me. I don't know what it was over. And she was like, this man, he want to talk to you. I don't know who that is. He say he know you. No, I don't know who that is. He say you do a good job. I didn't say that. You said that in your head, not me. Don't you think everything has become sexualized? I think everything, that's the other thing. Like, I think we did it to ourselves. You want to have equality, and I know you do, right? But you got to stop sexualizing everything. You can't ask for equal pay for equal work and then read 50 Shades of Grey. Come on, you know that. You can't do that kind of stuff. That's the difference, because you want to know why? Then you got to have a safe word. What is that? I don't know. Want to know what my safe word is? Get the hell off of me. How about that? You can't do that to yourself. But I think that's a different story now, too, because safe word is now from those books. They are part of the vernacular now because we have now adopted a sexualized culture. That's we're a safe word, because people are apparently getting their head banged against the headboard so hard that their skull splits and their brains come flying out. I said to my husband, if you could do that, why would I stop you? We're all gonna die. What happened to Tammy? Well, she came and she went. That's why I told you, don't bring kids. I'm not dirty, but I'm a grown-up. Some things are for grown-ups. Some things, there's a different life now as a grown-up. You have to think about things a little bit more. When we were kids, they didn't put ratings on movies. Right? We didn't have any ratings. We went to see Jaws. Didn't know it was rated R because they didn't care about us. Jaws was a game changer, by the way. Jaws is why our whole generation is fascinated with sharks. Because of Jaws. Because I love Shark Week, anything that has to do with it. And you have to watch what you say on social media now, because People's Crazy comes out and there's a written record of it. And I wrote, I said, because there's this one beach that I watched on Shark Week for 4 years. You know this? Are you getting excited about it? For 4 years, on the same day, at the same time, there's been a shark attack. Okay? And yeah, for real, that's true. I have superhuman hearing, don't test me. I don't have a lot of skills. Dick punching, superhuman steering, and I can tell the time within 7 minutes. It's a weird thing. That Shark Week thing, and I wrote on social media, I said, if you take someone to that beach on that day, there's someone in your family you want to take out. Right? Stupid little joke. But I engaged someone's crazy. And this lady lost her mind. And she goes, oh, you think that's funny? A murder is funny to you? A shark attack? What kind of person are you? You must be sick. There must be something wrong with you. What would you do? What if it was someone in your family? And finally I wrote her back. I was like, specifically who? Because you have to know that if you engage someone's crazy, you better make sure that your crazy outweighs their crazy. Because I come from a long line. It's generational crazy. In my house, if someone was attacked by a shark and they survived, they'd be pissed that the shark didn't finish the job. Because the first time they showed up for the holidays after the shark attack, the whole family would just be like, Donna, Donna. Look, it's Uncle, we're gonna need a bigger boat. You know, it's a different time. We would go see movies. We went to see movies. So how did we go? We didn't go to cinemas, really. Went to the drive-in. You remember the drive-in? The drive-in, public place to see a movie that your whole family would go. And your parents would tell you, we're going to the drive-in, go put your pajamas on. To go in public. They would tell you to put your pajamas on in case you fell asleep in the car, so you'd be comfortable when they left you in the car. You woke up in the driveway at 2 o'clock in the morning, scared to death to get in or out of there. You didn't know what to do. You can't leave a kid in the car now. You can't leave a dog. You can't leave a head of lettuce in the car. Someone will call somebody. My cousin's husband left his phone in the car. Speaking of leaving stuff in the car, and she went through it, because sometimes that's what people do. And she found he had been sending some pictures of his private area to girls that he works with. It's horrible, right? I know, but can I just say this? I think, men, we set you up for failure. Because we've given you the technology while you still have your penis. You're gonna do something with it. That's just, I mean, I'm sure there's an Amish dude right now tracing it on a piece of parchment. He's got the candle behind him, getting the proper glow. He's gotta dip the quill in the inkwell. Then he's really got a committee. Rolls it up like a scroll and trots it over to his girl's house. He knocks on the door. Hearest thou goeth, Rebecca? And Rebecca unrolls it and her bonnet flies off and she can't churn butter correctly for a week. I told my husband, don't ever do that. No class or dignity, that. I don't need a picture of your penis. I own it. No one sends me a picture of my house when I'm out of town. Somehow, miraculously, I end up in the same place. Plus, I got a kid and my parents come over a lot. An Apple TV and an iPhone, right? So then you know what happens? When your television's on a low, whatever's in your phone shows up on your TV. I don't want to have to explain that. Yeah, that's just a weird rock formation in Sedona. That's why I took the picture. It was different. Just different when we were kids. We didn't have to worry about that stuff. All we did is we, went with our family. We went back to the drive-in. That's where we were. In our pajamas, you'd go play on a playground up front, unless you'd seen that after-school special. Then you stay in the car with your parents. They had one speaker for the car. For the whole car, one speaker. That went by your father. He was deaf anyway. Halfway through the movie, he'd get mad and you'd put it with this stupid thing, and you're like, Daddy, I can't. Yes, you can. No, I cannot. Go play on that playground, which was fun, because it was all kids. Then the movie would start. How would it start? How would you know? Got dark, right? You'd have to try to find your car. But it's dark. Even if the lights were on, you were only 3 foot high. The headlights burned your retinas out. That's why no one of my generation can see anything anymore. You'd be one, Mommy! Mom! And 100 women would lean out the window. Over here! You couldn't differentiate your mother's voice. And they didn't get out of the car because they didn't care. You were wandering around like little mini Moseses the whole movie. Jaws made me, here's what I want you to know. Take this. If you have learned anything from me, then you're beyond a genius. But, because I wasn't really teaching you anything. But here's what I would say. This is one thing. I know who I am. I know who I am. Like, that's why nothing can shake me. You can call me anything in the world. I have to believe you. Okay? That's why bullying doesn't work on people who are strong in who they are. Know who you are. Figure it out. Like, I want you to laugh. I want you to enjoy it, but you don't have to. You only need a certain number of friends. You need like, you need a 3 a.m. friend, someone who you can call at 3 o'clock in the morning and they will show up with the shovel and bail money, no questions asked. And you need yourself. You need to like yourself enough. And I learned everything I needed to know when I was 4 years old and we went to see Jaws. Jaws is what made me tough, because I'll never forget. What happens that first scene? What happens? Scene, she gets eaten, then there's the hand. Remember that? The severed hand on the beach. You know that's the most powerful scene in the history of film right there? Do you know that? They voted on it with the crab crawling up it and seaweed wrapped around the red fingernail. You remember that? Makes you feel some kind of way right now. I was 4. My brain couldn't comprehend that and breathe at the same time. I was like, I was in feet pajamas, for God's sake, people, okay? And that's when I became who you see, because my mother reached into that fear and she said the words that would change my life. She held me and she said, "That's what happens when you swim naked with boys."